That's when it started. The first dream, July 11th, 2022, was the first dream in what a series I came to call the Invasion series, right? So all of those dates are dates that I had dreams about. Um, it's a recurring dream that I've been having, okay, since July 11th, 2022. And the last dream that I've had, the most present one, was Thursday, December 10th, 2025, right? And if you've been following me, you've probably seen a couple of my videos about breaking down a lot of the dreams that I've been having. And the last series that I did, which was Stranger Things, is a breakdown of the dream from December 10th, 2025, which triggered me to do this video. Um, it has been heavy on me for some time because I'm having these dreams about interdimensional beings or aliens. Um, I don't know how much would be appropriate to say on these platforms, but a form of, I'm gonna say, alien interference. If you get what I'm saying, coming in and out of our reality in plain sight, seeing the um, spacecrafts or whatever they're traveling in, um, clear as day. Seeing a lot of, I'm gonna just leave it at mass hysteria, um, and actually seeing different types of beings. Now, I have been dreaming. I mean, everybody dream, right? Um, but I have been a highly active dreamer most of my life, all of my life. And I've seen a lot, I've experienced a lot of supernatural and had a lot of mystical experiences in my life. And never have I had the type of dreams that I started having as of um, July 11th, 2022. Um, Particularly a reoccurring dream that has lasted for 3 years with the exact same um, background, the exact same plot, the exact same type of message. And so, this last dream that I had, December 10th, 2025, it struck a different nerve. I was already like watching my psyche, speaking with my guides, and not a whole lot of information is coming through on why I'm having these dreams. Um, but there is a lot of interesting connections. Um, and I've been meaning to do this and been wanting to do it for a long time. So this is my, as recording this video right before I recorded it, I decided to put the numbers in order and break them down. So I am a numbers freak, okay? And you'll see that soon in my upcoming videos. But I love numbers and I study them pretty heavily. And so with dates, I like to break them down into like a life path energy, just to kind of give me a way to feel it initially, and of course the actual date. And when I said, okay, well, I have never done this as far as these reoccurrent dreams. So I took out some time, went through my journal, and wrote down all the dates and got everything down on a piece of paper, added everything up, and it made me a little a little nervous because I'm like, what is the odds? So I'm gonna just show you real quick. I don't know how much you can see, so I can't actually see it that good. So I'm going to turn the camera, or take the camera down and turn it around in a minute and talk a little bit more about the sequences that I'm seeing in these numbers. So give me one moment. Okay, here we go. Hope you can see that. But you can see the little list that I wrote down here. And one of the things that really tripped me out is how often, or how many repeating numbers I have. So we got 15 over 6, 15 over 6, we got 5, we got 3 master numbers. So we got 2 15s over 6, we got 3 master number 22s, we got 3 fives, and one of them break down to 23 over 5, and one and two of them break down to 14 over 5. I got 3 21s over 3, and then 2 18 over 9s, and then 1 4, which is for December 10th only, right? All right, so that really got my attention, right? So then I wrote down the sequence here, as you can see, of the repeat numbers. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9, and 22 in order, right? 3 threes, 2 sixes, 2 nines. First thing that came to mind was the 369 Tesla theory. Um, if you're not familiar with that, I highly encourage to look it up. But it's basically about how energy interacts, right? How Tesla's theory on energy and timing. Like, he had some very strange habits with had to circle the block 3 times, and you know do these sequences within this frame of 369, because he felt that those were like the keys to the universe. So watch more on it. I don't want to go too much into it, but that's what came up to me: the 369 Tesla theory. And then the 22 is a master builder, right? So the master builder number is basically the energy of being able to, like, your master manifester under that represents that energy. You're able to pull things out of the spiritual and to the physical form, right? You're able to go in between both in order to manifest that in the real world. You can pull spiritual concepts, material guidance. Like, you are a master builder, and you're able to create that form and build that into the physical plane. So, and then we got the number 5, which the first thing for every time most of the time I see 5, that I know that it's some type of change, it's some type of big unexpected event, or some type of call for freedom. That, that's my first feel for 5. Of course, all of these numbers have a much larger meaning, and again, those are things that we'll deal with in later videos. But for the purpose of this video, it was just finding the pattern, right? Because there's something going on when you're having a reoccurring dream. Your psyche, your spirit guide, your your channeling is connecting you to something higher, to something that you need to pay attention to, right? As a channeler, you know that when you have certain dreams, it won't you can't shake it until you have delivered the message, or you have got that insight, like that, oh, okay, that's what I was supposed to do, or this is supposed to go to, or this is how that fit. Like, sometimes it just sit heavy on you, and it won't go away until it is cleared, right? And that's kind of like what's happening with me on this. So, from what I have been experiencing, and what I've been seeing, and based off my dreams, I'm gonna just be very straight forth. And I feel like around December 10th, a very dark presence um, entered into our reality. Okay. And I feel that in conjunction with that, there is a very high level spiritual battle going on in the heavens. I'm just saying what I feel. And that energy has compressed so tightly that it kind of blew a hole in our reality recently, right? Um, and it's been accelerating pretty quickly. Now, it started back in July of 2022. I think or the year 2022. Something happened in 2022 to kind of start opening the floodgates for where we're at now, past 12/10/25, where in one of my videos I mentioned that I felt there would be some type of supernatural um, public event, right? And with this being the only number four represents stability for me, like that final phase of um, physical materialization. Um, I think we kind of there. And then I found it pretty interesting that, you know, right after I had that dream, this is the next period or big boom was the 12/12 portal opening. Okay. So I know these things are I'm a little all over the place maybe. When I get going like this, it takes a couple of different sessions for me to dig heavy. So it'll be a continuation of this video, but a big thing that I'm feeling is like some type of major call to action. Like, is anybody else experiencing this? Like, did anyone else start having an uptick in dreams as far as beings and, being able to see these things in public, in your waking public life? Um, Dreams of major events happening. Um, I'm interested. I'm really curious to see if anyone else has been experiencing this and to hear any of your ideas, theories in regards to what could possibly be going on if you're experiencing this. Um, that's my call to action. I feel that I know that we all, it's a whole thing of light workers, chosen ones, star seeds, and all of the above. But I was thinking, my guys was giving me this word, just like, and I think I did a video on this too, just like, so what? So what if you labeled a chosen one or a star seed or whatever, if you're not actually using your gifts, right? When you are a chosen one or a light worker, you decided to come back to this world to help humanity, you are put at the front line of fucking war. Yes, spiritual war, spiritual warfare, spiritual battle. And I'm not just talking about within yourself, right? It's a much larger force govern governing this world than us, right? Than a human being, than even just a spirit. It is so many different energies and different forces, invisible, that is influencing, controlling, and deciding and changing our realities in real time as we speak, right? So, those of you that have realized your gifts and that's on your path, the call to you is be ready to fight in a different way than what you used to, right? Be ready to use your gifts in a different way than what you're used to. Be ready to see some things that you ain't never seen before. I think that, or I feel that our coming periods is going to be disclosing a lot more supernatural, spiritual, and energies, interdimensional, um, alien, just different forms of reality that's going to be made truth to the world within the coming time. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't have a date. I just have the dates that I got warnings and dreams and visions and what I seen. Okay. If you're interested in hearing more about what happened in these dreams on these specific dates, I'll be happy to share that. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Let me know if it's something you're interested in, and I'll be happy to break it down and get more into it. Something else that I want to mention real quick. Several of these dreams mention specific things happening with the moon and specific things happening with planets. So, for instance, one of them mentioned seeing three moons in the sky, um, being able to, a planet getting so close that everybody could, like, it looked like, if I'm not mistaken, Jupiter is the one with the ring around it. I know it's a couple, but I can't remember. I had to look at the dream to see exactly which one. But there are a lot of um, messages pointing to the stars, pointing to the planetary alignments. So, for all of my astronomers or astrology people out there that are really good with reading the planetary signs, you know, if you look at these dates and kind of see what date or what planets is falling in those dates that maybe could influence certain things. I'm not sure. That's another level of decoding that I might be doing, but I'm really interested in hearing what you guys have to say. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you.